Hey everybody, GL Mako here. Coming back with another Final Fantasy Brave Exvius video. I put up a post on the Facebook group and wanted to do some more unit reviews. So today I'm going to tackle my boy Hyoh. Uh, this guy happens to be amazing at the moment. He is also known as the Delta Star. He is a member of the Aldor Orders. At the moment, we sort of know who his identity is, but if you're a new player, I'm not going to ruin that for you while you work on story. So, as you can see, he has an awesome sprite design. Kind of looks a little bit like a Darth Vader-ish type look to him. He's got that really cool looking plasma type sword. Hyoh is a damage dealer, like pure, just physical, crazy damage dealer. So, I want to go through some of like his kit and what he does, and how you should be equipping him. There's several different builds. There's a lot of different things you can do with him, but his role in the party is just pure physical damage dealer. He does elemental damage as well. So his two knack damages are going to be fire and lightning. Though he can do any element that you want to put on him with his sword. He can pick that up. He can chain with another Hyoh if you need him for a particular fight. As you can see with my equipment, I have him equipped with a light sword at the moment. This is Orlando's weapon, his STMR. So that's giving my Hyoh the highest attack at the moment. I do have a fire and a lightning weapon that I can add to him, based on what I need him for. So the way that he comes out of the kit, his 6-star is pretty solid. His 7-star is really, really good. At the moment, he is probably the top physical damage dealer. And one thing that kind of gets him there is what they call backloaded damage. This is where, as a unit chains, the chaining multiplier keeps going and applying to every hit in the chain. And then Hyoh is able to cap his own chains with kind of like a huge AoE finisher type move. And it adds a ton of damage to his attacks. Like, he starts at a 50% attack modifier, which sounds really low, but then he gets some things added to it. So he ends up, I think it's around 560% on the AoE hit. So if he's chaining with another Hyoh, and they're both hitting at the end, they do crazy damage. And their limit burst does even more. So I forget what the percentage is on the limit burst. I think it may be like 1900%. I know it's 30 LB crystals. It's called Extreme Nova. It picks up his elemental weapon, and it perfect chains with Sakura's LB. I know that one. I know there's one other chaining partner. I can't remember who it is off the top of my head. But he comes with no status resist, so a lot of players like putting an item on him to accomplish this. As you can see on mine, I use Discernment. I'm using Large Sword Mastery, Adventurer 5, and Buster Style. And then he has the 2 Martial Gloves, Thunder God's Sword, Precious Hairpin, and Hyoh's Clothes. Hyoh needs his TMR. It adds quite a bit of attack to him. And he receives a 100% true double hand stat buff when he has it equipped, which is the Blade Master buff on his clothes. I believe that only applies to Hyoh. His armor has the highest attack outside of an STMR currently for where we are in the game. And he keeps up with a lot of different units. He starts getting a little bit of competition when we see 7-star Sephiroth, Satan from the JP version. If he comes out, Faye keeps up with him. Those are both Xenogears. Axstar, I think, beats out Hyoh for damage. But he's still quite relevant for a long time. He'll still have months and months of use, and then he'll get his enhancements and he'll have more months and months of use. So if you pick him up, it's awesome. I highly recommend that you skip his STMR. You can get it if you want, but it's probably more beneficial to have two 7-star Hyohs. Um, then, like this one, it's going to be good for those parameter missions, but it's attack 180 neutral element. The one downside to Hyoh is he lacks the ability to imbue himself. So he either has to use an elemental weapon or he needs an external imbue, some character that can apply fire, lightning, whatever type of damage you're looking for to him, to chain. But he gets a really high rating either way. As you can see, he uses daggers, swords, great swords, shields, both types. Most people wouldn't use that because he'll lose his true double hand buff. He can do hats, helms, hammers and spears, maces, claws, clothes, medium armor, and heavy armor. So the only chest thing he can't equip is the robe. And as you see, he can't do guns and throwing weapons and things like that. And he can't do the mage type weapons. But that's okay, because he's still awesome. The one downside to Hyoh, I think, is he can equip katanas. I think he should be able to. He's kind of like a sword master, so it seems fitting that he would be able to do that. I found that a little frustrating when I wanted to use him for a mission where I needed frost damage. FFBE is kind of slow at rolling out, solid choices for elemental damage on newer weapons. Like we have fire, we have lightning, we have light, we have dark. We still need frost and we still need wind, and those kind of come out pretty slowly. So, but in terms of abilities, let's take a look here. He comes with some magic. He's got Faraga and Faraha. These are whatever. They're not very good. They do come in useful if you need fire damage for a mission, and you're taking a different element on Hyoh, because he can't imbue himself, so you may need to use fire damage 3 times, something like that. It can be pretty useful for that. Okay, so he's got the HP 30 as a trait, Spear 20, Attack 30, Auto Refresh, Large Sword Mastery, Dual Slash. Dual Slash is kind of like Blade Blitz type idea. You wouldn't use that with like his, what is it called? Jeez, I can't even remember the name. The Double Blade. So that one would just attack twice, like damage all enemies 2 times with the one sword that you're using. Servant of the Blade is his main chaining ability. That's the one that loads all the damage in. It starts off as a single target. Like I said, it's not that great. But then as you apply the buffs to Hyoh, he applies buffs to himself. Like whenever he starts a battle or revives in a battle, he gives himself 100% attack buff right away for 3 turns. So that's pretty useful. And then his damage just scales up from there. So when you're looking at him on paper, just remember he gets a bunch of buffs applied to him where he just does insane damage. He can get his LB off on turn 1 if he has some help, like from Nyx, for example, sacrificing him, loading 28 crystals into Hyoh's 30, and then just getting 2 more crystals for Hyoh. And you could do that with a Hyoh chaining partner, and you could just kind of melt everything right away if you're imperiling and things like that. Ruthless Blade is damage 1 enemy and then all enemies, so that's going to be a single target and an AoE. Not that great. Flame Blade and Voltage Blade apply an imperil to the target. I want to say they're 60%. I don't really remember. But you could use that as a single target. Like in the one fight we had recently, it was a bonus fight. You had to only attack one guy, and if you killed his little minions, he got insanely buffed and beat the crap out of you. So I used, rather than using Servant of the Blade, I used his Double Blade and then like Flame Blade to imperil the enemy and do some damage and grind his health down, and then finish him off with the LB because he had quite a bit of health. Voltage Blade, you could do the same thing if you're using a lightning weapon. Life Severing Blade is kind of whatever. It wouldn't work on bosses. They're never susceptible to death. Instantly KO, but you could use it on some smaller enemies. Unknown Traitor is pretty awesome. Damages and also removes some status effects. I do not recommend using this on your own party. You will kill everybody because Hyoh's damage is insane. It does make an effective dispel in a pinch where, say, you need your healer to heal and you need to dispel. You could use that to wipe some buffs off the enemy and move on. Heat Drive reduces damage taken, so there's the mitigation shield there. And boosts Deaf and Spirit for Self. Selfless State is a boost attack to the caster, kind of whatever. Improved Stance is awesome. This wipes away all of his damage reductions, so if he's broken. And then it enables your Triple Blade for one turn. So instead of Double Blade, it would be Triple Blade, where you can spam 3 Servant of the Blade or 3. Like, you can make any combination of his moves. Like, you could Dispel and then Imperil and then damage. Phantom Blade is one of his cooldown abilities. It's one use every 5 turns. Deals partial unmitigated damage to one enemy and partial unmitigated damage, and reduces fire and lightning resistance for all enemies. So if you add that into Hyoh's chain, you could keep up 100% Imperil almost all the time if you're using Phantom Blade with one Hyoh and then Phantom Blade with the other Hyoh, 3 turns later, I think it would be. You can keep up that Imperil constantly, so that's an awesome ability. Wave the Void. This fully restores Hyoh's HP. It boosts his attack and then enables Triple Blade for 2 turns. So you use that and he's going to crank out some major damage. So time that right onto turns when you're going to attack. There's some fights where you don't want to attack every turn. You need to let the enemy, like there could be a trigger where you hit them and they respond. So you'd want to skip damage that turn. So count that out, time it out when you're using Hyoh. Merciless Blade, this is from his Trust Mastery. So you're going to boost your equipment attack with a single weapon equipped in both hands. So as you can see, he's a true double hand unit. And chance of enabling Triple Blade for 1 turn after receiving a physical or magical attack. So that one is kind of a counter type attack where you hit Hyoh and he has a chance to say, okay, I'm going to come back with my Triple Blade and I'm going to carve you up. So he's awesome. He's really, he's such a fun unit to use. He's got the trait called the Delta Star. This boosts damage of certain abilities. It enables Selfless State at the beginning of battle after being revived. That's that 100% boost I referenced earlier, where he has that attack buff right out the gate. And then this is boost damage of certain abilities, boost attack by 30% when equipped with a large sword. That's unrivaled talent. His HP, he's got from equips, he's got the HP 10%, MP 10%. Dragon Killer is from Odin. So you can see there's some Esper abilities in there. Discernment, you do want to status protect him. If you put up a Hyoh with high attack and you don't have status protect, you'll get a lot of flack for it, because players would rather have the 100 less attack, 150 less attack, and status protection. In my build, I don't have the Purity Hairpin, but a lot of people drop Prish's Hairpin and throw on the Purity Hairpin from CG Fina to give them that status immunity. Let's see. So, and he's got Buster Style, True Double Hand. Aurora, LB Gauge fills each turn during battle. So he's got that. Blade Master, boost attack by 30% when equipped with a large sword. And then as you can see, the rest of the abilities are from equipment. And then there's the ST Reflection boost from Odin. So that's giving him a little bit of extra stats there. So that's Hyoh. If you want to see what he can do in a battle, I'll show you. I will change my equipment to match whatever Hyoh I find first. So we'll just go into... Yeah, I was working on Chamber of Riches earlier, just farming up some gil. Quick tip here, if you bring Zon with you, you can farm 170k per run, which is better than... Like, you can get a little bit more in the turtles, but you could also get a little bit less. So, as you can see, this guy is a neutral weapon. I'm not going to bring him because I want to show you the elemental abilities. That was Squall's STMR, I believe. So we'll see what Jack has equipped here. So he's got Flame Blade Agni, which is a very, very common weapon to use with Hyoh. So I will match him. I have pretty good weapon stock. I'll put on Flame Blade Agni as well, just to give you an idea. And he's using Diablos as his Esper, which isn't the highest attack, but it's also not the worst Esper to have. It's solid Esper, attacking Esper. And it's got Demon Killer, so that helps a lot too, depending on what you're fighting. So I'm going to take Hyoh into a battle. I'm going to show you a little bit of what he can do here as part of the unit review. If you're interested in those backloaded numbers, there's a ton of them. If you Google backloaded damage for FFBE, it will explain a lot better than I can because the equations are super long and complicated. But you can get an idea of what Hyoh can do in terms of cranking out damage for numbers. As you can see, he starts off with that boosted attack. So when I'm looking at my Hyoh, he's got 2401. And then when I'm looking at my friend Hyoh, he's only a little bit behind at 2371. You could overwrite this with a bigger buff, like if I used Arcadia's Might from Zargabath. That's going to put Hyoh up at 2508, so that's a bigger buff. And the strongest buff will take precedent. So, okay, so just to give you an idea, I'll give you, so we'll do like a Flame Blade hit. This will imperil the enemy. It's going to kill him too. And then just adding the other Hyoh in, you can see those elemental chains coming in. We'll defend here. And just to give you an idea, these enemies are super easy, so you're going to see some really big damage numbers. This isn't meant for anything except just a test run. I don't even have Zahn with me, so I'm not going to get a lot of gil this run, but that's okay. So if I go to his double blade, this is his main ability, his Servant of the Blade. I'll just give you an idea what it can do here. So it starts off like that, and then those big AoE hits come in, and those just smack enemies around really well. He's got his Dispel Blade is in there, his Death Blade. Just to give you an idea, I won't show Phantom Blade just because it's going to take a bunch of turns to unlock it. But this is Be Way of the Void. If you use it on both your Hyohs at the same time, hopefully my guys won't counter. I do have a few counter people here, so Ramza might, counter and smack something, whatever. Alright, so we got lucky there. So as you can see, that he's still got his double blade, but then he's also got triple blade. So you could do Servant of the Blade. In terms of MP consumption, he's very heavy. He'll run out of MP quickly. But if you have some good units that can, like Zargabath here, I can do, I can launch his abilities. Like say Ayaka can use Dedication. So I'll launch his chains, and then I'll backload in that, so you can take care of those Hyohs. Zargabath keeps up with them really, really well, because his Rejuvenate gives so much mana back. And then this case, on this side, what I would do is just do the same thing again for the friend Hyoh. Use the abilities and then pop in that MP regen. So if you have someone like Zargabath, he can keep up really well. The AoE MP healers may have a little bit more of a struggle just because they're bringing in MP constantly, but you may run out of mana using triple blades, like especially two in a row. Like it's gonna cost you quite a bit of mana to do all that. So I'm gonna do a Rejuvenate here on this Hyoh, and I'll show you his Unknown Traitor and his improved stances there. We don't really need that because we're not broken at the moment. And oh yeah, we'll do Voltage Blade. So Voltage Blade, it's gonna look like this. It's not actually doing lightning damage there, it's picking up the weapon. So if you're using that, you want to have him equipped with a lightning weapon. The same thing for that Flame Blade. Here's Unknown Traitor. This is Hyoh's Dispel. So it does some damage and then it loads in. So as you can see, that's an easy stage to clear. But Hyoh is crazy when he cranks out his damage. He's really, really strong. What I'll do real quick is I'll just load in a video is getting a little long, but anyway, if you want to see his LB, I'll do another Chamber of Riches. I'll just bring my Hyoh this time. Well, we'll see if Jose has fire. Jose? Yep, he's using fire. Okay, cool. So we'll gonna change up our team here just a little bit. And because that one's on with me. And then I will take Lauren out temporarily. I'm gonna put Nyx in here. I just want to show you his LB, and then that will complete this review of Hyoh. So if you have him, congratulations. He's amazingly, he's just a crazy unit. He's so good. But you'll be able to see that quick guild trick as well here. Add up some cash for yourself if you need to burn some energy. Like I'm done with the Katy Perry event, so I'm just putting my excess energy into doing this stuff. So Entrusted Future is what we're looking for. It's KO the caster to fill the LB gauge for all allies. And then we're going to have Zargabath. We're going to have him rejuvenate Nyx. So Nyx, this is going to almost fill the LB gauge for Hyoh. He's only 2 crystals away now. So what you could do here is you could take someone like Ramza and use Entrust to get 1 Hyoh up there. And then if you hit with Zahn right there, like, let's see. So Jose's almost at his LB. Might take 1 more turn here. But as you can see, if you get the right crystals in place, you can get both LBs off on turn 1 or turn 2. And his LB is amazing. So just to give you an idea, I'll do an Arcadia's Might to buff up. You would normally break your enemy. But, okay, so here we go. So Hyoh's CG thing is really cool too. Kind of gives you that look, and then he comes flying through the air all lightning and fiery. And so it looks like fire here, but he is picking up whatever weapon trait. So as you can see, he perfect chains and he does tons and tons of damage. And, like, depending on Hyoh's weapons, you match up the 2 weapons and you can rip apart some enemies really fast there if they're not immune to physical and things like that. So that's it for this video. If you like my videos, please like, subscribe, and share. I added a Patreon link to the bottom if you'd like to support my content. I would appreciate any donations. I don't care. It could be 20 cents, 30 cents, $1, whatever you want to give, if you want to give. If not, I will continue to make content anyway because I love y'all and I love this game, and I'm looking to just get my channel started. So I will talk to you later. Let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to post a comment. Bye.